Today we're going to do a quick review of adding and subtracting decimals before you guys reassess. If you missed class, here is a video of the notes we did together before we took the test. If you want to watch this again before you start the test, that's fine. Remember, after you guys are done with this one, I'm going to go ahead and make sure everyone has a grade in the grade book, so make sure you're taking your time. Okay, first thing we need to remember is we need to line up the decimals, and this is a big mistake I'm seeing you guys make, is we're doing funny things like adding hundreds to tenths and vice versa. So we have to make sure all those placeholders, all those place values are in the right spot. Okay, that means sometimes we're going to have to use zeros as placeholders depending on the problem you receive. Those zeros are a good way of making sure everything is correctly lined up. And then finally we just add and subtract like normal. This is the easy part. And then if you think you're off a little bit, you can always use rounding as a quick check. All right, so we're going to do a couple examples of both addition and subtraction here. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, let's say we're adding 54. Ooh, that's not drawing at all. There we go. Let's say we're adding 54. Oh my goodness, not my day. Try that again. Let's say we're adding 45 and 4/10 to 12 and 3/10. All right, now the first thing we need to do is stack these guys. So you'll notice that we have tens, ones, and tenths for both problems, so we don't really have to worry about adding any zeros in there, but we do need to line them up right. So I'm going to put the 45 and 4/10 on the top. I'm going to put the 12 and 3/10 on the bottom. Notice how the decimals lined up. So that's a good check. Make sure the decimals lined up. It is indeed. And like you can already go ahead and drop that decimal down. Okay, now I'm just going to add 4 plus 3 is 7, 5 plus 2 is 7, and 4 plus 1 is 5. So 57 and 7/10. Okay, let's try another one. This one's a little bit different because I have 60 and 1/10, and I'm adding to that 8 and 700. So you notice that this number ends at the tenths, this number ends at the hundredths. So when we add them up, we need to make sure we're putting a placeholder here to accommodate for that being the hundredths column. So let's go ahead and write this down. So I have 60 and 1/10, but I'm going to go ahead and add a 0 there. Okay, I'm adding to that 8 and 700. So you notice that I added a 0 here to accommodate that placeholder. Now everything's lined up nicely. So once again, I have my decimal lined up. So here's that decimal. Okay, add everything up now. 7 plus 0 is 7. 1 plus 0 is 1. Perfect. 0 plus 8 is 8. 6 plus nothing or 0 is 6. So my answer is 68 and 1700. So let's say we want to do a quick check. We want to see if we're close to that answer. So we'll just round these to the clearest one. So we'd have 60 plus 8. So 68. Pretty close. Pretty good estimate there. All right, let's try a couple different ones. Let's say we have 12 and 100 plus 15 and 107 thousandths. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to write that 12 down. So, okay, and then with this 15, make sure the decimals lined up. Uh-oh, what happens? I need a placeholder here. So I can just go ahead and drop a 0 in for a placeholder. It's not changing the value. There's nothing wrong with that. So we're going to add these together. Okay, so just proceed as normal. So add these up. 0 plus 7 is 7. 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. 2 plus 5 is 7. 1 plus 1 is 2. So we have 27 and 117 thousandths. Okay, let's do one more. So let's say we have 0 and 9 hundredths plus 7 hundredths. Okay, now we need to line these guys up. So 0 plus 0, decimal points need to line up. So this time I actually don't need to add any zeros in there. Everything was good. All right, so 7 plus 9 is 16, so drop the 6 down, carry the 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. Drop that decimal down, so our answer is 16 hundredths. All right, so there's our examples of addition. Now we're going to do similar problems with subtraction. So I have 45 and 4/10 minus 12 and 3/10. So same deal. We just need to make sure everything's lined up nicely. So 45. Then I need to make sure that decimal point is lined up in the correct spot. 4. If you take 3 away from 4, I get 1. Don't have to borrow anything here. That's nice. Take 2 away from 5, I get 3. Take 1 away from 4, I get 3. 33 and 1/10. Okay, good. Okay, let's try another one. Let's say we have 60 and 1/10 minus 8 and 7/100. Ooh, this time you'll notice that this one does have 100s, this one does. So when we line it up, we need to make sure we accommodate for that. So I have to add a 0 there. And then okay, so now subtract as normal. I like to put my decimal point where it's supposed to be already. Okay, I can't subtract 7 from 0, so I need to borrow from this. So I'll make that a 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. 0 minus 0 is 0. Oh, can't take away from that 0, so I need to make that a 5, make that a 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. 5 minus nothing is 5. So my answer is 52 and 3/100. All right, how about what if we had 15 and 107 thousandths minus 12 and 100th? So once again, we have to line these up. So I have 15 and 107 thousandths minus, oh, you notice that right here, I have to add a 0 as a placeholder. So make sure you add those zeros in. 7 minus 0 is 7. Oh, can't subtract 1 from 0, so I need to borrow that. 10 minus 1 is 9. 0 minus 0 is 0. Go ahead and drop that decimal down. 5 minus 2 is 3. 1 minus 1 is 0. So I have 3 and 97 thousandths. All right, last one. What if I have 9 hundredths minus 7 thousandths? Ooh, risky. All right, line them up. 0, 9 minus whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, have to add a 0 here as a placeholder, right? All right, so I can't subtract 7 from 0, so I have to borrow from the 9, turn it into an 8, move that 10 over. 10 minus 7 is 3. 8 minus 0 is 8. 0. So my answer is 83 thousandths. All right, hope that was a good review. Good luck on your assessment. And yeah, stay strong.